do you go out and spend a decent amount of money on a corner? And I'm not saying go out and pay a James Bradbury or a Marcus Peters $14-15 million on a 2, 3, 4-year deal now.
Right.
But I am looking at a guy like a Patrick Peterson who just had a pretty productive year in Minnesota, 33 years old. Sign him on a 1-year deal. Familiar with the division. I look at a guy like a Kyle Fuller. For me, it's inevitable. They have to. At least I think they do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to show up to next season with 2 rookie corners. And yes, the Chiefs are the anomaly. They are the example, the standard of a team that could play with a secondary that was so young. But may I remind you, they had Frank Clark and Chris Jones and Steve Spagnuolo. Detroit has Aiden Hutchinson, who's very promising. James Houston, who was a complete unknown, even though he was very promising at the end of last year. Question marks on the interior. Oh, and Aaron Glenn is their defensive coordinator, not Steve Spagnuolo, arguably one of the 3, 4, 5 best defensive coordinators in the last 20 years. What do you do?
I do agree they have to get a veteran corner. But if you're talking about spending big money, Alex, do you have it? This is the only player I'd be willing to spend any money on. Check this out. Look at this. This is per Mike Kimber, our guy, a friend of the show. He put this graphic on his YouTube channel. Look how crazy this is. Jalen Ramsey compared to Lions cornerbacks for the entire season. Look at that. Almost the same amount of pass deflections, more forced fumbles, more interceptions, more sacks. And that's just Jalen Ramsey. So, yes, to answer the question, absolutely, you got to go get a veteran corner. I like Patrick Peterson. I think that'd be a nice option. Kyler Fuller, somebody that kind of gets slept on a lot. I don't think those guys will cost a ton of money. But the overall point is, it's not just drafting a corner. You got to go out and get somebody.
What does it cost to get Jalen Ramsey?
You can rely on. Realistically, that
not monetarily.
Well, you saw it's tough comparing Lions trades to in the past compared to other teams, but Darius Slay went for a second rounder and more assets as well. I don't know. I don't know what Jalen Ramsey, if it's a first round pick and a second round pick and more, then no, I'm not interested.
He's a top 5 corner in the NFL.
If you can get him for 2 seconds, I'm doing it. I'm pulling the trigger.